In my career, I'm really focused on writing music that people like to play, and I think that as a composer you can sometimes forget that music is a social practice and music isn't paper, and it's living, breathing, and it's people and it's sounds. The product is actually the sound at the end, and that goes through many people and many hours of communicating with other people. And so for me, commissioning is a really exciting time to get to know other players. The piece I've just written for Hebrides Ensemble was called Introspections and Lullabies for an Unborn Child, and I actually got the commission from Hebrides before I knew I was pregnant. The opportunity came up to be part of the Quartet for the End of Time programme, and that kind of happened kind of mid-pregnancy, and I suppose it was just this really strange time in my life where I was just waiting. Everything had stopped. There was nothing but waiting and growing and stopping and daydreaming, I guess. And during that time, I read endlessly about Messiaen and Quartet for the End of Time and time in music generally. And I think I thought it was an opportunity to write something really worthy, because Hebrides is such an, there's such an able, dynamic ensemble. I could write something really hard, and they would understand it and they would play it beautifully. I kept starting and nothing was right. And in the middle of all this starting and stopping, I was just writing this little lullaby for my son, just this silly 16-bar thing. And after throwing, I think, probably the 8th score in the bin, I realised that the piece was this lullaby. Most of my music is quite personal, maybe not an expression of narrative, but perhaps of mood. I find it very difficult to remove myself emotionally from the music I write. I think state of mind has so much to do with the outcome that somehow it finds its way into the centre of the meaning of the piece, always. But usually I would sit down with the piano and pen and paper, and I would construct some kind of harmonic construct, a mode, something to work within. I like to call them spectrums, and I kind of weave music then harmonically through that once I've made something that makes some kind of mathematical sense. It's strong and intelligent as a form. But this time I didn't. This time I just went with my gut. And for me, my music isn't difficult to listen to. I think maybe other people think that it is, but for me, I know that I'm kind of a pretty soft and gooey contemporary composer. I don't have the hard, pointy edges that some of the music has. So maybe it's easier to listen to music that walks this kind of line between tonality and chromaticism, which mine does. But there's so much music to listen to. Someone will find something that they like. It's not all crash, bang, wallop. There's something for everybody. The Hebrides Ensemble are a group of people that can really do things for you, and what I've really enjoyed about this commission is that they really want to invest something in my career, which is really at its beginning, and they want bigger, better things for me, and I feel like I'm working with them with a view to my future, and that's really comforting. And again, I feel like I am now at this milestone in my career where I am going to move forward and get more things out of it. All I want to do is write music. You don't often get that chance, actually, and I hope that I'll get it more and more.